Welcome to Real Estate Real Talk with me, Skyleigh. I'm a realtor, coach, and founder of Forever Kamloops and Forever Florida Real Estate Groups and the creator of Elevation Real Estate, the realtor coaching platform. After nearly a decade in this industry, I've built a business that gives me more freedom, more income, and more time with the people I love. And now I'm here to help other realtors do the same. This podcast is for agents who want to build a thriving real estate business without burning out. We talk about scaling smart and building systems so you can buy back your life, because life shouldn't feel like all work and no play. And if you're a buyer or seller tuning in, consider this your backstage pass. You'll hear unfiltered conversations with top agents and industry pros, giving you the same insights we share behind closed doors. Knowledge is power, and the more you know, the better you can advocate for yourself and work with someone who truly has your back. Let's get real. Okay, Karianne Klomp, I am so happy to have you here with us today on Real Estate Real Talk. You are a real estate investor and founder of SheX3, which everything that I have read about SheX3 has been, I'm so excited for you to talk about it today. And the reason that I want you on the podcast is because you've helped a lot of high-performing women, especially realtors who are amazing at helping other people build their wealth, but they don't always have a clear path for building their own wealth beyond just the normal everyday commission. I want to hear a little bit about SheX3 because you mentioned to me that you built this after going through a major life reset while raising 6 kids and triplets, you mentioned, which is absolutely wild. So what ended up happening in your life in order for you to want to create SheX3?
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. And I've had some great experiences with realtors, so I'm super excited. So I never set out to be in real estate other than just part-time. And in late 2020, my husband collapsed after getting COVID and didn't get up for 4.5 years. And so the first few months of that, I had to figure out a way to feed my kids, pay my bills. And I had some experience with real estate. We had some properties and had done some renovations. So I thought this is going to be the way. So I dove in really deep, and I love research. And so what I discovered is so many of these masterminds, because they're run by men, they're created for men, which is awesome. Love men, married to one, raising 4 more. but we're different. Like, I think about if I'm on a Zoom or I'm learning something, I'm thinking dinner, soccer, plants, shopping list. I have 4,000 things to do. And as a wife and a mom and an entrepreneur and an investor, I don't have time for 7 3-hour Zooms every single week. And I don't think most women do. I also just don't have the capacity. Like, I want to know the thing. I want to know it quickly, succinctly. And then women are also different, where you can give us all the knowledge in the world, all the education in the world, but if we don't feel like we understand it or that we're ready for it, we won't do anything. And sadly, I speak to a lot of women and I'm too late. I'm too old. I'm not smart enough. I'm not a numbers person. I'm not brave. And all of these things that just change their self-worth and how they feel about each other. And so in building SheX3, the way that I've started it and the way that I'm structuring it is short lessons, like modules where it's like 7-8 minutes. We hit it, we move on, because I can do that while I'm driving to soccer practice. I can do that while I'm emptying the dishwasher. I can do that in between meetings. And then we're also bringing in experts who are teaching on mindset and peak performance and personal development, so that we help women where it's, you know the things, and now let's get you to believe that you can do the things. And our pillars are educate, elevate, and then empower. And empower is also with experts and me putting you in a private community with other women, same goals, same values, who are in the same place, so that we can learn from each other. Because at the end of the day, women are so good at community. If we're working together and aligned, we are amazing at helping and serving each other to our own detriment sometimes. And so like, we were just speaking about this, but this is what I feel women need. They need a place to learn together and to also speak about the things where it's, I don't feel smart enough to do this. I don't feel like the kind of person who can build wealth for her family or some freedom. I know women who are earning six figures and they want some residual wealth. They want some passive investing. They don't know where to start. And guess what? We don't have time for another job. So how do we make it accessible? How do we shorten the timeline? And how do we help you find the other women who can help you get to your goals faster and build real relationships, real connections?
I
Long answer to a short question.
No, I love from learning from other people's mistakes. There was something that I heard once before, and it was learning from your own mistakes and being okay to learn from your own mistakes is great, right? Like we just get back up, we dust ourselves off, we carry on. But being able to learn from other people's mistakes is like the golden ticket, because you don't want to have to make all the same mistakes that everybody else in the world has already made in order to get to where you want to go. Because let's face it, sometimes people get halfway or even a quarter of the way and then they quit before they even get to the sunshine on the other side. So I'm like, I would rather learn from other people's mistakes. So when you talk about having this community of people who have done the thing that you want to do and that you can learn from each other and help lift each other up when it's exhausting, especially like you said, being a woman wearing all these multiple hats, our brains don't turn off. Like they just really don't. We wonder why men fall. We lay down in bed with our partners, and all of a sudden, like they're passed the fuck out, and we're laying there just, oh, I got to do that. Da, da, da. I need a
Yeah.
notebook beside my bed. Like
I have a notebook
we're a
beside my bed.
different
It's
breed.
terrible.
It's terrible. I'm like, I just want to turn my brain off, please. So I love the community aspect and like us all working together and sharing the struggles, because it's so important. You also talked about something else that I find amazing and funny, because I also want the information. I love learning. I want the information, but I want it now and I want it fast.
Yep.
I read a number of books in a year. Most of them are audiobooks, so I'm actually listening to them, but I turn them on to 1.5 speed because I want the information. So the fact that you've created this platform where you can get in, get out, get the information you need without having to start and stop an hour of recording and find your spot again is absolutely amazing.
Well, and I think how many times have we gotten on a Zoom or you get on a module and there's 45 minutes of just fluff where it's okay, so when are we actually talking about this? I want it short, sweet, and direct. And then also we have this, from what I've seen, and I do a ton of research. I am such a geek. 17-year-old Karianne thinks I'm boring. I promise you. She does. She's, oh my gosh, you and the analytics. But I spoke to a woman who actually wrote books on courses. And 10 years ago, our attention span was 11 to 12 minutes to listen to a module or something online. That was a decade ago, before Instagram and before ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So the education was the commodity. It's, oh, but I can buy this education for $10,000 and learn all about this for $10,000. Guess what? It's now in AI. It's now on YouTube for free. So what we don't need is more information. Yes, I want information delivered that applies to me. And then I want to be able to say, yes, that applies. I'm digging deeper, or that's not for me. That is not my asset class. I, for one, don't like apartment buildings. That's just me. I don't like it.
Me neither.
I love an RV park. It's a multifamily, and I love that. But anyway, and I'm bringing on, here's my other thing. Men want to be the expert. They want to be like, he's the guy. He's the main guy. Look at him. I'm bringing on other women who are also experts in their niche. Like, I've done a few fix and flips. I would never call myself an expert because that just doesn't feel true. I'm bringing on someone who's done like 43. She's going to teach lessons and a module on fix and flipping. I'm an equity partner in an RV park. I don't call that an expert. I have someone coming on who's done 10, owns 10, and has 3 more under contract in the last 3 years. So I'm bringing in true powerhouse women who are investing as we speak in the market every single day. So they're bringing their own points of view because I just don't think there's just one way to do it.
I
There has to
100%
be
agree.
different ways.
Yeah, 100%. And I've said that many times too. And I'm like, we're not the first one with this problem. Who do I know that has solved this before? Like, we don't
Mm-hmm.
have to be the one who knows all the things. Like, we just need the relationships with the people that have done it. So
Yeah.
that obviously makes this community a lot different than other groups that I have seen. So a lot of times you see these groups where it's just one person, and a jack of all trades is a master of none. So I love that you're bringing in people who are experts in all these different parts of this industry. So other than that, what else can you tell me about that makes this so different compared to other groups?
All women led. There are others that are claim but don't.
Yeah, they have a woman
And
face, but then it actually has like men in the background running things. I've heard that happening a lot. And I'm not against men.
I
I
mean,
love men too. You're right.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But at the same
glorious.
time, yeah, women
Disingenuous for
women
me. And here's the thing. So we have modules, we have weekly live calls, but then we're going to have something on Thursday brunch time called the lounge. And that
ooh,
is where you show up either in your jammies with your coffee, post workout, messy bun. That's how I will be showing up. Herbal tea, messy bun,
cute.
workout clothes, where we just get on and talk about what it's like to be a wife, a mom, a woman in business, an entrepreneur, an investor, a realtor, and the balancing act. Because I don't think I don't think that our businesses and our lives and our wealth and our freedom, I don't think it's built transactionally. I firmly believe that you are one relationship away from your new business partner. You're one relationship away from changing your life in all these different ways. So I don't want it to just be, oh, I met this woman in this community. We did a deal together. It was fine. Like my goal, 12 months from launch, which we launch in about 6 weeks, my goal is 12 months from launch. I want to buy a boutique hotel either in Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, somewhere fun and glorious with me and 24 other women, and we each make a few $100s a month passively. We own it. We don't run it. I don't want to do it alone.
No.
There's so much power that women bring together. Whereas, and hey, we're going to have to go there. Oh no, we have to go to our property in Puerto Rico for 2 weeks just to make sure it's running okay.
Dang.
Honey,
Yeah.
I got to go to work.
Yeah, I don't like doing anything alone either. And it took me a long time to be okay with that because I was like, I need to be self-sufficient and on my own and all this stuff. And I'm like, I just don't want to do it on my own. It's not that I can't. And I think that there's
Right.
power in saying that I love being a part of community. And I think a lot of women like to be a part of community and feel like they have like family, right? Like even outside of like your own
Yes.
family, there's support. There's actually a number of times that I have heard this, and that is that women will live longer than their partners, and men will live longer if they are in a relationship. And the reason for
Yeah.
that is because women are nurturing and givers, and like women are still going to live longer even without a partner, but men won't. But that's because
Yeah.
women can nurture each other as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, like it makes sense. Like we don't want to do it alone. We shouldn't have to do it alone. And it doesn't have to be like an immediate family in order to feel that community. So it's nice to like bring everybody together in order to
And
be successful
most
too.
families are dysfunctional. So, like, they're dysfunctional. But if we can create, like, that's the thing is you get to show up. And also, like, I will say a lot of communities, they're constantly begging for you to show, like, I'll help you. I'll do it for you. I will not. You show up. This is what you make it. Because guess what? We are all like, this is for women who are doing the thing. I will support you. I will help you. We were talking about it before. I'm a recovering people pleaser. I will do all the things, but I can't make you want to do it. I need you to want to do it and show up because it can be incredible if we show up for each other and if we each are trying to serve and elevate each other. And the reason we live longer is I've never met a man who's, man, if my wife dies, what am I going to do? I'm going to move into a house with a bunch of guys. But I have and have had 7 women on rotation where I'm like, we will Golden Girls it. Because we instantly are like, where are my friends? Where is my sister? Who are the people that I'm going to do life with if for some reason I don't have my husband anymore?
Yeah. I'm like,
Like,
I have friends that I'm like, I will spoon the hell out of you every night.
we will cuddle.
Right? Like people need that oxytocin, and yeah,
Right?
women do that for each other. And it's just we're living longer. Men need to take note. You guys should spoon each
And
other,
better.
apparently.
And better.
Like, so funny. And you know what? I think something that has been like really coming to the top of my mind recently, and it's definitely like a sore spot for me, is that now that we're into the new year, there's all these awards that are being given out across like different industries, and they're women and like moms in business. They honestly need their own like league of awards and recognition, because it's just like such a different monster. Yeah, there can be a guy who wins and like maybe has a dog and no kids, or even if he does have kids, but the moms who end up winning these awards, or like doing a certain amount of business, or juggle their family life as a solo parent and are still successful and putting food on the table and paying all their bills, and they're not getting this recognition. I'm like, there's something wrong with this system.
Because we
Like,
carry a kind of responsibility.
yeah,
Like my husband and most men, if it's like, hey, I have to go and learn about this for 4 hours, can you not bother me? It's like, yeah, no, I got it. That doesn't happen with moms.
no.
Like when my husband collapsed, he was unable to stand at all. He wasn't allowed to use anything but the microwave and a pancake griddle
Mm.
because his mind wasn't there
Yeah.
either. And so it's not just how do I feed my kids? How do I get on Snap? How do I do these things? But also, I'm solo parenting. How do I pay for college someday? I have 6.
Yeah.
3 of them are going to go in the exact same
At the
time.
same time. That's the crazy part for you.
I'm going to have 6 teenagers at the same time.
It's crazy.
I'm looking at boarding schools. But these are things that we carry. I wake up at 3 a.m. Like you said, like you have all these things in your head. I wake up at 3 a.m. and I lay there and I'm like, do they need a module on midterm investing? Like, I love a midterm rental. Do they want a midterm rental? What do they want? How can I get? And I'm sure that it's like, why do you care? Because at the end of the day, that's who I'm building it for.
Yeah.
I'm building it for me 5 years ago, who, when this happens and my life turns upside down and I'm sobbing in my closet and my kids are downstairs. And so you just turn on an episode of Bluey because it's like I have 18 minutes to lose my mind in my closet.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm going to have to pull it together and be okay. I'm building it for her because she felt like she had no options. She had nowhere to go. And it's, who do I even talk to? And so if I can give a space for her and for any other woman, whether it's like, I am working so hard, the market is hard right now, prices are sky high, and there's all these different variables for realtors right now, especially. Like, we lost 68,000 real estate agents in Florida last year who were just like, nope, gave it up. And there's nothing you can do in a lot of ways. Like, you can't change the market. You can't change the rates. You can't change what the buyers want. But what you can do is position yourself so it's, I'm not just getting a commission. I'm going to buy this or learn how to creatively finance this or structure this so that I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, we need to be smart with our money, because even something that you and I chatted about yesterday is that those pension plans and ideas of how we're going to retire that worked for our parents, they're not realistic anymore. And
No.
you don't want to wake up at 10 years or 5 years before retirement and be like, crap, I need to get my finances in order for retirement. And then all of a sudden you get there and you don't have enough to do it. So, yeah, I think being creative and figuring out a way for your money to work for you so that you can get to where you're going in a timely manner, or even before you
Yeah.
wanted to get there. That's the goal, right? Like, we want to enjoy every last bit of this life. So I
Well, and
love that you're investing in real estate. I love investing in real estate as well. So it's
one other thing that I would say that like I've just noticed, because I always just want more data so that I can build what people want. But I asked, and so I put out polls, did all these different things. And when I talk to women about what do you want, most of them don't realize that there's passive investing, and they spend. So I'm in 3 different real estate masterminds that I joined because I'm like, okay, I'm going to put my money here, spent tens of thousands of dollars doing this. And it's like, how long did it take you to figure out where you fit or where you wanted to invest? 1.5 to 2 years. They spent just being like, maybe it's Airbnbs, maybe it's this, maybe it's this. And so for each of these things, they're investing in a whole other mastermind to the tune like $30,000, $40,000 just to 2 years get into it and realize where that doesn't even work for my life. Okay, so you're $15,000 and 2 years in and you just barely found your stride. So what if she X3 can cut down on that simply by saying, what's your time? Like, how much do you have per week that you want to dedicate to this? What's your lifestyle like? Because if you have babies, there's no way you're going to go on a project and go through fix and flip and deal with contractors. That's just not your life. And what's your financial situation? Because it's a lot easier to choose from 2 things than it is to choose from 400 things. When I had my triplets, every time I say that, people are like, so if you have 6 kids in 6 years, minivans don't fit because they're all in car seats. And so when they turned around and I had to have 6 car seats and not the flippy up seats anymore, we had to look at a 10 to 12 passenger van.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Which is what I drive. It's very sexy.
I love it.
But how many times do you go and it's, okay, I got to buy a car, and you can choose anything and it takes forever to even find what you want because there's so many choices.
Oof.
Well, when I went, there's 3 choices that will work for you. And everyone's, bummer, you only get to choose from 3. And I'm like, well, you don't understand. I don't have to spend a year researching different cars, all different makes. Is it electric? Is it gas? Is it hybrid? Is it any of this? Because I got 3 choices here. And I had to choose out of 3 that all fit what I needed space-wise, that all fit what I needed budget-wise, and that all fit what I needed power-wise, because we lived in Utah and there was snow. I saved so much time by just realizing, recognizing, and being real honest with it. This is what I need. And not having 400 choices, because it just wastes time.
I feel like that's a gift actually, because for me, and probably for you and a lot of other moms that are going to hear this, I don't want to be asked a million questions anymore. I'm tired. I don't. I don't. So
Decision fatigue.
I'm like, don't ask me any more questions, okay? If you can just give me what I need, I'm going to list the things I need. And if it's delivered, that's better than you being like, what about this? And what about this? And what about this?
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Yeah. And
And
so
a
what if you
confused
came
mind
to
doesn't
me
do
and said,
anything.
what if someone comes and says, okay, Karianne, I have 2 kids. They're in school. And so I have this time to this time. And I do have a 401k I could pull from. And I really like this. Okay, Janet, this or this aligns with what you want. I would look into those first. But we get so like, when marketing is amazing and marketing says, look how fun this is. Airbnb, you can make so much money. You know what also Airbnb requires? A lot of time, a lot of management. And you have people who come to your property, grade it, treat it like garbage. And then if you don't roll over when they say, they ask me to put the towels in the dryer, and then they're going to take down your score because they're bad guests. You are at their mercy. I have friends who had someone, true story, 2 weeks ago, steal a brand new washer and dryer out of the garage.
Oh my God.
And then they got on it, like they recorded it for the police. They got on a Zoom call with him and he's, I don't know what you're talking about. And she goes, sir, we have cameras. We have video of you loading a brand new stackable washer and dryer into your truck. And he just hangs up. So Airbnb can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you can also have people pull this, and you can also have people trash it. And it doesn't matter what you do, say, promise, or threaten. You can't control people.
No, you can't. Ugh. I wish we
And
could.
trying to get your money back and get the deposit and all of it, it's a lot. But I have a friend in hospitality. She has 3 of them. She loves it. She loves making it special. She has a very like strict policy on how they treat it. She like leverages them up at the wazoo because she wants them to have this amazing experience. That's what she loves. It's great for her. And for me, I'd be like, you call me one more time about you not knowing how to hold down a flusher on a toilet, we're going to have a problem. I don't want to be that woman. I will never have one of those. That's not my lane. But to have someone say, hey, this is what that requires. Do you like that? No. Okay. I just saved you 2 years and $23,000.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
The options are just amazing because there are so many, right? Like you said, there's fix and flip, there's Airbnb, there's multifamily, there's
co-living.
so much. Like,
There's like I have people co-living. Same thing. They all have their ups and downs, and it's really what works for you.
so having that community and being able to find out, like you said, like this is my list of what I got. What are my options is better than being
Yeah.
like, here's the information and you just went and you did the bachelor degree for everybody else and now you're just like, this is it, which is
And then I just put it in like a 10-page guide where I'm
amazing.
like, this is for you. And so we're going to have a free masterclass in 6 weeks where we explain everything. And just for showing up, you get the guide where it's like, hey, this is for you. And we're not locking you down to one strategy. One strategy does not fit all. One size does not fit all. That's why we have to bring in so many things. So it's like, figure out, oh my gosh, I love RV parks. I want to learn more. Fantastic. Go to Michelle. She's the lady. Or go here. I can direct you. I can tell you who's doing that and why they're amazing. But figure out, like I said, what works for you, because every person has different things that they love, and every person has things where I don't even want to know. I want to lend on it. I want to make 15% in 6 months and I want to be out. Cool. We can find that. Whereas I just want to know enough to be able to lend money safely. Awesome. You tell me what you need.
Yeah, there's just so many options and it's the community, like again, just like coming back to this community is just so important. And I know that when you first created She X3 was because, like you said, it happened after the crisis with your husband and you had went and invested and paved your path for that, and then now you're helping other people do the same thing, which I think is absolutely amazing. So for everybody who is listening who is in business, like if we're switching gears and putting on like the business hat
Yeah.
for a minute, what do you think that you like learned from creating this business? Is there some big takeaway that you were like, I would do this over and over again? And if there's any failures that you can share too, because obviously, again, like learning from other people's mistakes is amazing.
Yes. Number one, I would say in any business, really get to know the people that you want to work with. Don't jump into anything. Don't promise anything until you know that they want to go where you want to go. Too many times, I think especially like women, I do it to everyone where I can be like, oh, I met her at this thing and she's great and we could go on vacation together. And It's whoa, in business, you need to make sure that these are your people because you're going to get talked about. How are the people that you spend your time with talking about you? Because they're either building you up or tearing you down. And especially when you're building something, there's a lot of criticism. Don't take it personally. Like, you have to just be like, I heard a quote that was just like, say, like, I care less. And it's, but I think as women, we care a lot. We compare a lot. She's doing this. I'm only doing this. Do not compare me 5 years ago with someone like Cody Sanchez. That's completely unfair. It sounds silly, but we do it. We get on Instagram. I had someone who's, oh my gosh, you are absolutely killing it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I couldn't figure out anything to post. And so I asked my 15-year-old to help me because he loves him some CapCut. You don't realize that I totally am sore today and felt like I couldn't get out of bed because I got too overexcited at the gym. But all they see is the reels. All they see is that version of us. And so care less about other people's opinion, care more about the kind of people that you really want to spend your time with. And also, it's going to take longer than you think, but when you're doing something you really love, like I said, I wake up at 3 a.m. and I'm like, what about this? And could I do this? And everyone thinks I'm not special. Like, at least for me, I'm like, but why would they join my thing? And it doesn't matter how many people say, no, you don't understand. This is really great. And I'm like, but it's just me. I'm like, I don't know. And we doubt and we doubt. You have got to understand where it's like, it may be the same message, but the way that you say it and the person you are and the story that you have reaches different people. And so don't be afraid to be like, this is what makes it different. This is what makes it special. And you have to give yourself some grace. You've never been this person before. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. So it's like, we always talk about, we'll give them some grace, give them the benefit of the doubt. Why don't we do that with ourselves? Because we're constantly building, we're constantly changing. We've never been this person before. So we need to be a little kinder to ourselves.
We are like so hard on ourselves. It's crazy. Like the lens that we see ourselves through is not the same lens that everybody else sees us. I've actually been told a number of times that they're like, you pee glitter. I've had someone call me Oprah before. They're like, she's fucking Oprah. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, I feel like I'm grinding my face on pavement every day or that I'm
Yeah.
an imposter. And I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, so we do need to be nice to ourselves because it'll wear you down, but we're all just doing our best. And I think as long as we just keep showing up as our best and dust yourself off every time you make a mistake and just keep going, like you said, the Cody Sanchez's of the world, like they didn't not do it because they were scared or not do it because people were judging her, because that's going to happen inevitably. So we might as well just say that's fine and keep
Yep.
doing the thing, because you're never going
Well,
to
it's
get to
like
where you want to go unless you keep doing it.
people are only talking about you if you're doing big things.
I guess that's fair. I guess that is fair too.
It's like in real estate or in business where it's if you haven't been sued, you haven't done anything yet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a story for another day for sure.
I was going to say, we could talk about that.
So funny. Yeah.
Especially when you can file for anything, anytime, no matter what.
Yeah. Or if you haven't been audited, that's another one.
Yes.
That I'm like,
Yep.
I ended up getting audited last year and I was like, why? This is bad timing. Not that they care, but I was
Right.
like, I don't have time for this.
Right. But like people who are just working at a boring W-2 where they're not growing, they're not pushing the envelope, they're not trying to build something, they're not getting audited. Because it's like, you're a dental hygienist, you do the same thing, this is what you get. And then for someone who's, oh, I'm building something cool, and guess what? Shoot, I have all this money coming in. And it's like, oh no, I went from, I don't have money to pay my kids to, shoot, I need tax strategy because otherwise I'm going to pay like 100 grand in taxes.
Yeah.
It's just, It's just different kinds of problems that you then get to figure out. It's the next level of the game.
I
Is
was
how I
just
look
gonna
at
say that too. I was like, because I remember like when I first got started, or like a couple years in, and I was like, I'm just gonna be so excited to be in this place because then this isn't gonna be a problem anymore. And somebody said
it.
that to me. They're like, there's always gonna be problems. They're just gonna be a little bit different depending on where you are. So you better get used to problem solving. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it really is. It's like Mario, and then you're like, oh, level 1 is hard. And then you get to level 2, and it's, oh, shoot. No, I'm on another level, but I cannot get past this point. And so, yeah, there's always new things, but it's really just, and I think that's another thing with community.
yeah,
Hey, you've gone through this. You've gone through an audit, or I need a tax strategist. I reached out to 3 or 4 women friends the other day, and I got a list of 4. And one of them's going to come on to SheX3 and do an entire module on mitigating your taxes. And I am just like, tell me the things, tell me all your secrets, please.
yeah. Yeah, 100%. And you know what's funny too is that I've interviewed so many people on the podcast and they come on and again, they are sharing a wealth of knowledge about a certain topic. And I've said this actually a couple times now where I'm like, I don't know if you guys realize this, but selfishly, I'm bringing these people on for me. I
Yes.
was like, because I need to
Yeah.
learn this. I am always so eager to learn. And I think it's like a really important thing for anybody and everybody just to be okay with not knowing and asking questions. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. If I am the smartest person in the room, you better level me up to the next one.
Yeah. You're in the wrong room
In
then.
the wrong room. I'm like, I want to be surrounded by people who know more than me all the time.
100%.
So,
Why do you think I'm bringing in experts?
because you're a smart woman, that's why. That is
I'm
why.
like, I'll give you this if you give me this. Like, that's the thing. I'm building. If you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang out most with, I'm going to be real careful about that, real intentional about that. Because if I'm going to become like them, then I want to make good choices.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I really do agree with that. There was somebody that I talked to the other day and they had said kind of something and it was like a very big dramatic incident that had happened and I had a head scratch for a second. And then I was like, if I continue with this, it is going to be the thing that encourages more of this to happen in my life, which is not what I want. I was like, so nope, just move
No.
away from that. Yeah, I do think that we need to surround ourselves with people who we look up to and admire and want to be more like, and we will end up getting further in life by doing that.
100%.
Which brings me to wrapping us up. I have enjoyed all of our conversation. I cannot believe how many hours you and I have chatted now. And like I said, I feel like I've met a new friend. I'm going to come visit you in Florida. And I
Bam.
just appreciate you so much for coming onto the podcast, sharing your knowledge, and just kind of sharing the same mission as me with empowering women and wanting more for us and more support for us.
Yes.
And I'm going to put all of the links to your website and social media platforms into the show notes for everybody. If you guys are looking for a community, like Karianne, your community is something that people should really look into, especially if you're a woman in business. There's not enough women in business networks. So I hope everybody clicks the link that I'm going to put in the show notes and connects with you to ask you more about SheX3 and become friends with you, similar to me. So thank you again for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
That's a wrap on this episode of Real Estate Real Talk. Whether you're an agent building your business or a buyer or seller trying to get the real story, thanks for being here. If this episode gave you clarity, confidence, or just something to talk about, I'd love for you to follow, rate, and share the show. It helps more people find these conversations. If you have questions or want to connect, head over to SkyleighMcCallum.com or come hang out with me on Instagram. Thanks for listening, and I hope you catch the next episode on Real Estate Real Talk.